In your biopic on the roster, as well as some when you played at Murray State, you had a nice mustache going. We're going to see the mustache.
Well,
is that a rule, a team rule? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So yeah, that's a team rule.
I didn't
Clean
realize.
shaven.
Okay.
So yeah.
So no mustache. So if you want to
Yeah.
see a really good mustache, look at some old pictures.
Handlebar
Was pretty sweet. Welcome to Zips Nation Insider. My name is Jacob Farrar, your host here. This week, another episode here on campus at the University of Akron. We have Brennan Morgan. Brennan, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, Brennan is a member of the Zips baseball team. Brennan, we want to learn about you today, but also just kind of what we can expect from the Zips baseball team this season. Season is kind of just underway. At least MAC play is just underway. So really, you have a lot of games left. I think you have like 33 total MAC games. So my guess is really the bulk of the season is still left. But before we get into the Zips, the team in general, let's learn more about you. So you've had kind of a unique path to the University of Akron.
Yeah.
Weren't recruited directly as a freshman. You're a redshirt junior. So with stops at both Central Michigan, so familiar with the MAC a little bit. And then also a couple years at Murray State College in Oklahoma, where you're from Oklahoma. So within that kind of career path, how in the heck did you end up here at the University of Akron? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So starting out, out of high school, I signed originally with the University of Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I ended up getting cut like a couple days before we moved in, and I had to make kind of the last minute deal. Central Michigan reached out, gave me an opportunity, went there, played a little bit, got hurt, med-redded.
Okay.
Had surgery, and then I decided to leave.
Okay.
I wanted to go back home,
Got it.
play more, get some more experience. I would say like best time of my life I ever had was at Murray State
Murray
College.
State.
Yeah.
And about, an hour and a half from your family, so were they able to come and watch and participate, and that's pretty cool. So when you were at Central Michigan, and I should have done the looked up, did you come here? Did you play against Akron before? Have you played?
No, I actually got hurt before we came to Akron.
Okay, so this is so yeah, that would have been interesting to play against some of the guys you played against before. So growing up in Oklahoma, obviously there's not any professional baseball teams. Did you have a favorite team growing up?
Yeah, the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay, Oklahoma, Texas. That's a little bit of a rivalry there. So Texas Rangers. Who's your favorite player?
All time? Or are we doing all time or
just
now?
All time.
Brooks Robinson.
Brooks Robinson. So not a Texas Ranger.
No.
So an Oriole. But okay. All right. So again, coming from Marlow, Oklahoma, what did baseball look like growing up? When did you decide that I think I want to take it to the next level? What was that process like?
Yeah, so growing up, my dad was a coach. Always knew I wanted to play baseball in college.
Okay.
Kind of wanted to start pursuing that after my freshman year and kind of sell out, go all in. I did end up still playing two sports, but kind of like dropped the winter sport and went straight into baseball.
Was that basketball? Did you play basketball?
No, I actually wrestled.
Wrestled and baseball. Year. Oh my goodness, that's an interesting combination. That's my little son did that. He wrestled and played baseball, but. So wrestling and baseball, then you had to make a decision. Baseball, then.
Yes.
Okay.
I sold out completely for baseball. Still played football.
Okay.
We ended up winning the state championship
wow.
senior year.
Okay. Did you play travel baseball then? Growing up, tournament baseball, that type of thing. Okay.
Oh yeah. I played for the Indiana Prospects.
Oh wow.
Growing up. So.
Indiana.
Yes.
Living in Oklahoma, playing for a team.
Yes.
Wow. You're probably had to travel quite a bit then as a.
Yes, I stayed up there quite a bit for 2 summers. It was fun.
Oh, interesting. We'll talk a little bit about travel baseball here. I got a question about that later in our interview today. So what ultimately sold you on the University of Akron? How did you find out about Akron? Who contacted who? And then what was basically the process to seal the deal for you to come here on campus?
Yeah. To start out, Coach Witt reached out to me. That was here previously.
Okay.
He reached out. We had some conversations, sent over GPA, transcripts, all that good stuff. And I continued talking with him. And then as Coach Witt left and went to the professional organization, Minivan or Coach Jack, Van Remortel.
Sure.
He took over.
By the way, is that his nickname, Minivan?
Yeah.
That's awesome nickname.
he took over, and Coach Valentine and Coach Faulds took over that process, and we just kind of kept going and talking, and then I really grew to know all of them, and really sold out for what they believed in.
Okay.
They want to win. We want to do that this year. So
you came to Akron, Ohio. Had you been here before? Any connection with Akron before coming to play?
no, I have not. I've never been to Ohio before.
Never been to Ohio.
Nope.
Even during your travel with Indiana, didn't come to Ohio.
Nope.
So sight unseen, signed the deal, coming here to play baseball for the Zips. Well, during your time at Murray State, you had a pretty good career. You talked about that. You had a great time, but you also had some success. A 339 career batting average there, 103 RBIs. But you also had some starts on the mound, so some experience pitching. I wanted to know if your experience pitching has influenced at all at bats. Like, do you kind of get in that mindset of a pitcher when you're in at bat, or do you just kind of flow with, I'm now a offensive player? I'm just curious of your experiences pitching and how that kind of affects your approach to hitting.
Yeah. So, like, being a pitcher and a hitter definitely helps. Like, I kind of know, like, okay, if I was attacking me as a pitcher, like, what would I do?
Got it.
And it kind of helps, like, in that perspective, like expecting what's coming and
Sure.
stuff like that.
So, I mean, obviously, we'll talk about your, this season here in a sec, but it's translated very well with your time at Murray State, but also your time here at Akron so far this season. We've had one weekend of MAC play. We host, the team hosts Miami this weekend, but it's had a pretty good start so far. I was doing some math in advance that this is the best start the Zips have had since they came back in 2020. So congrats to that, you and the team. Congrats for such a good start. So how did the early portion of the season kind of go for you, as well as go for the team?
For the team, we struggled in like sometimes like just putting it together, but now I feel like we got it going and we're trending in the right direction. Honestly, it's the team's great. Everyone's around each other all the time.
That's good.
And we all believe in it. That's the biggest thing. Like,
Okay.
if you can get everyone to believe in it and buy in and want to win, it definitely helps.
And then for yourself, you had a great kind of early part of the season. This is your first time, playing against some of these teams maybe. What was kind of the goal? What were the goals for the off season to kind of get ready for playing here at the University of Akron?
Starting out, like, I have a few goals in my room, like, that I look at. I also have Coach Saban's quote of the value of nothing.
Okay.
And I usually look at that just about every morning.
Okay.
And, I try to prioritize, like, my sleep, education, all of that.
Oh, good.
And most importantly, recovery. And not only with that, but, like, putting in the extra work that
Okay.
I need.
So in addition to some of the success you've had early in the season, there's also been some unfortunate injuries. So there's been some players that, even though the season's only a few weeks in, we've already seen some of those. How do you and the team kind of bounce back from that? Obviously the goals are still the same, right? The goals for the team are still the same, but now with these injuries, what has kind of the mindset been in spite of the injuries that you've seen so far this season?
Yeah, very, very unfortunate stuff that has came our way. I mean, we just got to stick together and take care of the ones that have had the injuries and stay going towards our goals, because those guys are pushing us to our goals too. Also, they're encouraging every time. They're watching every game. They're there.
Sure.
Like, it's great.
And you've seen players step up already. Brady Bowen, who's another kind of utility infielder, pitched over the weekend, 6 innings, fantastic. So you've kind of seen players that have kind of stepped up and maybe assuming roles that they weren't going to normally play this season. You're hit the middle of the order, playing third base. Currently, I don't know, you probably don't keep track of stats. That's what our job is for. So you're leading the team in batting average, hits, doubles, and you share the RBI lead. Did you know that you're doing that well this season so far?
No, I did not.
You are. So you're having an awesome season so far. So how do you describe kind of your approach, your offensive approach when it comes to an at-bat? What are you thinking about?
Honestly, I try to keep it as simple as I can. the more I try to overcomplicate it or overthink, the worse I do. I just try to keep it simple and hit something hard.
That's a great philosophy. Just hit the ball hard, right?
Yeah.
Where they, what's the old line? Hit it where they aren't. Right there you go. There you go. So talking about again that the history of at Murray State pitching, is there any idea of you pitching here? Is that
Yes, I actually threw, I would say, probably 13 innings this fall or so.
Oh, through the fall. So,
Yes.
Okay.
I've still been throwing bullpens. I threw a few live outings towards the beginning of the
Okay.
spring, but I have not thrown in the game yet.
Not yet.
I'm always ready.
You're always ready to go. So how do you kind of balance that? So obviously during a practice, your offensive practice, your defensive playing third base, and then any pitching responsibilities. How do you kind of keep that balance within a kind of your practice? Is it hard to do?
Not really.
No?
I've done it kind of like growing up. Like it's always the two-way, like
Okay.
doing it, and I kind of found something that like fits me. Like, yeah, I do the offensive stuff too, but then like after, like I'll get my bullpen, or if I'm scheduled for a bullpen that day,
Got
do
it.
that stuff.
Got it.
The recovery part of it's big too.
Oh, sure. Especially pitching. Yeah, definitely recovery. So let's talk a little bit about the team in general. You are new to the team, right? This is your first year playing on the team, but you're also an upperclassman. So, kind of that leadership role with some of these new guys like yourself. How does that kind of work within the culture how is the culture for the team right now?
Yeah, our culture is actually very solid. Yeah, we stick together. Everyone's there to support each other, good or bad. We pick each other up, and we stay together.
What's interesting though is just kind of the nature of your sport. You're on the road quite a bit. It's not just one game and you're done. You spend a whole weekend. So my guess is there's a lot of opportunities for you guys to kind of grow together. Have you made some good friends? Was there anyone on the team that you knew before besides the coaches? Any other players?
No.
No. So first time. So how's that been kind of making some new friends?
Yeah, I have made friends with Tucker Bill, shortstop.
Okay.
Honestly, we're all so close.
Sure.
Like it's pretty much everyone.
That's good.
Gotten close to some of the freshmen. That's good. Kind of like helping them out, like making sure they're staying up and everything, and making sure they're doing what they need to do. And yeah, Mitchell Simchak.
Okay.
Hang out with him quite a bit.
Good. So you're in an interesting position as an upperclassman, but also new to the team, kind of filling in that leadership role. We're talking to Brennan Morgan, member of the Zips baseball team, third baseman. Also, as we just talked about, we could see him on the mound at some point. My guess is coach probably doesn't want to because that means all out of arms in the bullpen. But maybe you'll get the call at some point this season to take the bump. Let's talk a little bit about just kind of your preparation. Baseball is such a game or such a sport where there's a lot of mental side to it. How have you worked out? I mean, throughout your career, you've probably been playing a baseball. When did you start playing baseball?
I started T-ball when I was 4.
4 years old.
Yeah.
So, close to 20 years you've been playing baseball.
Almost. Yeah.
So close to 20 years playing baseball. So trying to take the mental side out of it. What are some things that you do to kind of, to your point earlier about just going and doing? How has the mental side evolved from, let's even start in college, the mental side of baseball?
Yeah.
Even at third base, there's some mental side of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, that ball's coming. They call it the hot corner for a reason. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Honestly, the mental side, like starting my freshman year, I was young. I had a lot to grow into.
Sure.
Just being forgiving of myself when I do fail is probably the biggest thing that I have been able to get over.
Yeah.
Is when I get out, I still hit it hard, and I would still be frustrated just because I got out.
Yeah.
And I became instead of I guess goal oriented, process oriented, and yeah. And then I finally got over it when I went to Murray State. Our coach was the best player I ever coached. He went 0 for 60, and you would have never known it. And
Wow.
then he came back the next, I think, 70 at bats and ended up hitting 300
Wow.
in the Northwoods League. And you couldn't tell whether he got out, whatever happened. He he just didn't care,
Got
and that kind of resonated with me, like that kind of thing.
So for you then, it's quick to have a short memory. When one at bat's over, you're just focusing on the next at bat as opposed to what's happened earlier in the at bat. So one thing I wanted to find out is just kind of your typical routine, right? So baseball is a game of everyone kind of has their routines. We'll talk about a little bit about superstitions in a little bit, but talk about kind of your routine on a typical game day. Kind of getting your workouts in. How early do you start kind of preparing both mentally and physically for a game?
Yeah, usually like Monday mornings, not Tuesday mornings because I have class, but Monday mornings, like I have a routine. Like I'll come in early, I'll get swings in the cages behind us, and I try to stay locked in because the more you can go in and do it, the confidence builds, and then you can kind of just go on cruise control from there.
But on a game day, kind of that same, if we have a 2:00 game day, at what point are you kind of starting your process?
Yeah, I usually get up pretty early before we have to report. I'll usually get up 2 hours before. I'll get a shower, get some food, and then kind of now I'm thinking about the game, ready to go.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's not when you just get up to the field. You're starting that process when you get up. All right, so we talked a little bit about travel ball. So we have probably some viewers, some people that are listening that have kids. My son actually is starting his first season of travel ball this year. So
Nice.
I'm just curious, through your experience, any advice to players or parents about kind of, especially those that want to play Division I or play, baseball at the collegiate level. Any thoughts that you had that, man, I wish I would have known this when I was younger about playing, or advice that you'd been given, or just some thoughts about, again, that process to become kind of where you're at today?
Yeah, so like if you want to separate yourself from the other people, you got to be willing to do what they won't, like whether it's sacrifice going out and hanging out with friends and getting that extra hour or 2 hours of hitting, working out, like you got to make sacrifices at some point.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. If you're willing to do what other people won't and make those sacrifices, they will eventually show up. You just got to do the work.
That's great advice. Appreciate that. Yeah, willing to do make those sacrifices and do things that others won't. I love that. It's a great mantra to live by. So let's talk about your life off the field. You talk about you have class on Tuesdays. What's your major? What are you studying?
I'm currently studying exercise science.
Exercise science. All right. So how do you balance? I guess you have class on Tuesdays, but how do you balance, especially on the road trips, of being both a student and an athlete here on campus?
Yeah, so like on the road, like whenever like homework's assigned and we have like an off day or a down day, I like to go in and like get all my homework done, and then after that I can study like the other days and prepare for the exams and stuff like that. So
definitely being able to compartmentalize and focus on those things at hand. Yeah, that is the challenge for most student athletes, especially those that you're on the road for an entire weekend with a commitment, throughout those days of, it's not just you have free time to just study whenever, you have games to play. So it's always impressive to hear about student athletes that are able to compartmentalize and be able to kind of break up, their routines to include the study side. All right, so let's fast forward 10 years from now, Brennan. 10 years from now, when people talk about Brennan Morgan on the Zips baseball team, what do you hope they'll say about your impact to the program? By the way, have you ever thought about that? That's kind of, it's not something most people think about as kind of the legacy that they'll lead, but you are a member of a team now. I'm just curious if, what do you think, or what would you hope that they would say?
Yeah, so we talked about that last year at our junior college, before the season started, like how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, sure.
At your program, and I want to be remembered as a guy that worked hard, earned everything he got, and played hard. I think that's a guy that plays hard is a dirtbag. Like that guy, he gets a lot of respect from a lot of people. Sure,
that's good. Good kind of thing to live by. All right, so this is a question that we like. These are the next kind of questions we like to ask all of our guests. First thing is, do you have any pregame rituals or superstitions? I know baseball, a lot of baseball players do have those. And we found as we've been asking people, a lot of other sports have those as well. But how about you? Do you have anything that you need to do, Brennan, to make sure the game goes right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That goes back to sort of the mental game. Like
Got
the
it.
more you believe in like outside things and you let that creep in, it could still like an at bat or cause you to make an error just
Sure.
because you did one little thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't really mean that much, but in your head you're making it a way bigger deal.
Sure,
than it
sure.
needs to be.
So for you, there's none of those.
No.
None of those things. You have to wear a certain pair of socks or a certain mitt or batting. Okay, well that's good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. We have no wrong answers with that question. It's been interesting though to hear, because you're not the only athlete that has said that. We've had a number that have said that they try to keep those outside influences out. All right. So the next question, we're going to remind me Marlow. Marlow, Oklahoma is your hometown.
Yep.
If we're going to visit you in Marlow, Oklahoma, where are we going to pizza? Where are we getting some pizza at?
Pizza?
Pizza.
Oh yeah, DeCintio's.
DeCintio's.
Best pizza in Oklahoma.
All right. So I was looking that up. There's also a pizza place right across the street, Giuseppe's.
Yes.
So are people like, okay, are you a DeCintio's family or a Giuseppe's family? How does that work?
So, interesting story. The people that owned Giuseppe's originally sold it,
Okay.
and another family came in and bought Giuseppe's from the original owners, and then they ended up starting DeCintio's right
Oh,
up the
really?
street. Yeah, and
So they're all
did strictly pizza, so same recipe and everything.
Oh, interesting. So it's
But
really the same place.
DeCintio's is.
Yeah, I think DeCintio's
really
is
good.
pure pizza, where I think Giuseppe's is other Italian stuff that has
Yes.
pizza. So what's your order? What's your go-to order if we're going to DeCintio's?
The Don.
The Don. What's on the Don? What's the Don pizza? Is it a little bit of
I don't
everything?
like olives, but I usually don't get the olives on it. But it's
Okay.
got like some ham
Okay.
and some sausage and pepperonis,
There you
and then it's
go.
got like some bell peppers and other stuff on it.
So if you're passing through Marlow, Oklahoma, go to DeCintio's, the Don Pizza. But I feel like in Oklahoma though, there's also got to be a great steak place in Marlow. Is there one? Is there a great place for steak?
In Marlow? In Marlow, no.
Oh,
But there is in Temple, Oklahoma,
Okay.
which is in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
It's called Rockin' H's.
Rockin' H's. Okay, there we go. If you want steak, go to Rockin' H's. All right, so this is our rapid fire questions. So these are the first thing that pops into your mind when you hear these questions. What's your go-to walk-up song right now? What's your walk-up song right now?
Snap your fingers.
Okay, snap your fingers. Favorite ballpark you've ever played in besides here at Skills Field?
O'Brate Stadium,
Where's that at?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Okay. Dream MLB pitcher that you'd love to face?
Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux, all time. Okay, Greg Maddux. How do you think you're going to do at that at bat?
How many? 1 or 10?
10. 10 pitches. How many are you going to? What will you do with 10 pitches?
I mean, I would at least. I think I could hit off of him for sure.
Okay, there you go. Favorite baseball movie?
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. Okay. Do you have a baseball nickname?
Nickname?
Yeah. What's
Like what they call me?
Yeah.
Or yeah, they. So this happened at my junior college.
Okay.
So we were taking batting practice, and they kind of put my name together. They put the B, and then they took the M off, Morgan, and then they all called me Borg. So,
Borg?
Yeah.
Do the people call you that here too?
Yeah.
Borg. Okay. All right. This is one that I was curious. Which would you rather do? Hit a double or rob a double with an amazing catch?
Hit a double.
Hit a double. All right. Offensive minded. There we go. What's your favorite road trip snack?
Ooh. It's got to be either trolley gummy worms
Okay.
or some Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids. All right. There we go. Do you have a hidden talent, Brennan? Do you have a hidden talent that no one on your team knows about that you're going to disclose for the first time right here on Zips Nation?
I do not.
No hidden talent?
No.
You can't sing, play piano, guitar? Okay, no hidden talent. Do you have guilty pleasure TV? TV show that guilty pleasure, like a Real Housewives or something like that.
No, but I guess Breaking Bad if that counts.
Breaking Bad, that's good, that's good. All right, what's your favorite thing about being a student athlete here at the University of Akron?
Yeah, being around like the whole staff here, everyone cares. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, they're gonna take care of you. They're gonna be there for you if you need anything.
Got it. That's great. All right, we got Miami this coming weekend. Miami is the defending MAC champ, so got some work cut out for you guys this weekend. But last question, why should Zips Nation be excited about the baseball team this year?
Yeah, I think honestly we're gonna surprise some people, and yeah, we're putting it together piece by piece, brick by brick, and I think it'll be something that they'll want to see, and I think they'll definitely remember it for sure.
Okay, all right. I lied. That wasn't my last question. My last question is, in your biopic on the roster, as well as some when you played at Murray State, you had a nice mustache going. We're gonna see the mustache.
Well,
is that a rule, a team rule? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So yeah, that's a team rule.
I didn't
clean
realize.
shaven.
Okay.
So yeah.
So no mustache. So if you want to
Yeah.
see a really good mustache, look at some old pictures.
Handlebar.
Handlebar was pretty sweet. So okay, well that makes sense why you don't have it there. So thank you so much, Brennan, for being on Zips Nation. Appreciate it, and we're wishing the team the best of luck. And again, go Zips, especially this weekend against UMass. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.